Welcome back, families, to Math with me, Miss X. For today's lesson, we will be focusing on subtraction, but in greater depth. Our objective for today is I will be able to show 0 less and 1 less in pictures and as a subtraction number sentence. Now that we have talked about our objective, we are going to go straight into our vocabulary review. Remember that solution is another word for answer. And in our solution is not always the total. Addend is another word for part in addition. So we have the first addend, second addend, and whole or total. Great, let's keep going. Addition in math is when we add parts. Whole is another word for total. For our warm-up, we're going to go question by question. One question at a time. Listen to my instructions. Okay, read with me or in your head. What's 1 less than 8? Pause. Think. Tell a family member. Or say it out loud. That's correct. 1 less than 8 is 7. Next question. What comes before 6? Pause. Think. Tell a family member. Great job. 5. 6 minus 0 equals, pause, think, tell a family member. Great job. 6. 0 less than 9 is, pause, think, tell a family member. Great job. It is 9. 9 is less than, pause, think, tell a family member. Great job. 10. 9 equals 10 minus, pause, think, tell a family member. 1. Great job. Let's begin with our starter problem. Read out loud with me or read by yourself as I read to you. 9 children are playing outside. 1 child is on the swings and the rest are playing tag. How many children are playing tag? Remember, great mathematicians always go back and reread the problem. So let's go ahead and do that. 9 children are playing outside. 1 child is on the swings and the rest are playing tag. How many children are playing tag? Great. Go ahead and pause the video right here. You can solve this by yourself or with a family member before you solve it with me. Before we draw our picture, it's important to think about what the problem is asking you. You can do that by rereading the question. The question says, how many children are playing tag? I know that the question is not asking me to solve for the whole or the total. I am not figuring out how many kids there are outside. So I know immediately that I will not be adding 9 and 1. It's asking me how many kids are playing tag. And it already gave me the whole or the total, which is 9. That's correct. I'm going to go ahead and start drawing my picture by drawing 9 kids because I know that there are 9 kids outside. Count with me as I draw. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Great. And I also organized my picture into 5 groups to help me see it more clearly. Great. Now that I know that there are 9 children outside, we also know that 1 child is on the swings. So I'm going to go ahead and circle 1 to represent the 1 kid that's on the swing. Let's go ahead and fill in our number bond based on what we already know. I know that there were 9 children playing outside, and that's my whole or my total. I also know that there was 1 child on the swings, so I'm going to go ahead and fill in my part with 1. Now I still have a missing part, and that part is going to tell me how many kids were playing tag. Let's go back and look at our picture to help us. I have 1 kid here who is on the swings, and then the rest are playing tag. What do you notice about our picture? What do you see in our picture? Go ahead and tell a friend or a family member. Great job. I also saw a double. I saw a 4 and 4 here, which is a doubles. And I know that 4 and 4 makes 8. So then how many kids were playing tag? That's correct. There were 8 kids playing tag. Now let's go ahead and move on to our number sentences for addition and subtraction. Let's go ahead and get started with our subtraction sentence. I know that there are 9 children playing outside and that 1 child's on the swings. So we are trying to figure out how many are playing tag. That's why I have a blank space here. Moving on to our addition sentence, we can also use the story to help us solve it. So if we know that there are already 9 children playing outside, I'm going to fill in my total or my whole in my addition sentence. And I know that 1 child is on the swing. Great. So now we have a missing part in our addition sentence, and we have a missing solution in our subtraction sentence. Based on our picture, how many kids were playing tag? That's correct. We know that there were 8 kids playing tag, and we know that in our subtraction sentence, if there were 9 kids playing outside and 1 was on the swing, then we know that 8 kids were playing tag. Great job. So now let's go ahead and fill in our sentence by answering the question. We know that there were 8 kids who were playing tag. Our question was, how many children are playing tag? To answer that, 8 kids are playing tag. And our unit is kids, and our solution is 8. Our solution was not the total or the whole. Our solution was a missing part. For our teacher model, we are going to use these Rec and Rec beads to help us. Rec and Rec beads help us visualize or see 5 groups when we are working with bigger numbers. To start, how many beads do you see on this Rec and Rec? Go ahead and pause, think, and share with a family member or a friend. That's correct. There are 10 Rec and Rec beads here. I see 5 red beads and 5 white beads. Now I'm going to take 1 bead away, and I want you to think about how I would write what I just did as a number sentence. If I took 1 away, what number sentence could we write that would describe what I just did? If you were thinking 10 minus 1 equals 9, you thought correctly. We started out with 10 beads, I took 1 away, and there are 9 left. And I also see that in that number 9, there are 5 reds and 4 whites. That helps us to visualize our 5 groups a little bit better. For our next problem, we're going to look at the screen again. Think to yourself, how many beads do I see? And I can use 5 groups to help me see this as well. That's correct. There are 10 beads on my screen. Again, it's 5 red and 5 white. Now, I'm going to push a set of 3 white beads out of the screen. Tell me a number sentence to describe what we just did. What number sentence would describe what we just did? Go ahead and tell a friend or a family member. If you were thinking 10 minus 3, so let's write that down, equals 7, then you are correct. We started off with 10 beads and I took away 3 white ones so that I have 7 left. Within my number 7, I see a 5 group and I see 2 whites. Let's try something different. Let's say that we have 4 beads. This time, we're going to take away 0. How many beads do we have now? That's correct. We have 4 beads left. How would you write what we just tried to do as a number sentence? Go ahead and think and share with a family member or friend. Did you also get 4 minus 0 equals 4? If you did, that's correct. We started out with 4, we didn't take away anything, and we were still left with 4. Great job. Let's try with a larger number. We will start with 10. So we have 10 beads on our screen. Now I want you to take away 0 beads. How many beads do we have now? That's correct. We have 10 beads. What number sentence would show what we just tried to do? Go ahead and tell a friend or a family member. Were you also thinking 10 minus 0 equals 10? If you did, that's correct. We started with 10. We didn't take any away, and so we still had 10 left. Great job.